Okay, let's see if we got a 5 by 5. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Sometimes YouTube plays its game, and also I've kind of accidentally built a Faraday cage, so it's very difficult for me to get a signal in here. So if you can hear me and you can see me, let me know. Thank you for the tea. Can you hear me? If not, we're going to have to take this to an alternate location. Anybody? Anybody? Is there a delay? Is there a lag?
Waiting.
Check yours. See if you can see me and hear me. Sherman Sales says 5 by 5. Well, while we're here, Teresa Buchanan, thank you for being here. Dome Seeker, my lovely warlordess. Of course, she's right there. Uh, Dan Phillips, thank you for being here. Chris Chapman, John Hottinger. I know it's been a while. Uh, I've been restructuring my life, coming out of her, my people. I've left cities far, far, far away. So there's that. Kind of blurry. Yes. Okay, let me explain why it's going to be blurry and why you might have difficulty hearing. One, there's no power here except the cord I ran out to run this. Two, when I was building this storage facility, all right, and it's kind of a big one, I inadvertently turned it into a Faraday cage. I didn't mean to. It's just something that happened. We realized shortly after I finished constructing it that when you walked in with a cell phone or any other device, it just went dead, especially if I shut that door. Nothing comes in, nothing goes out. It's a dead zone, which, I mean, has its benefits. I don't have to worry about my communication equipment sitting on the shelf back here getting fried. But, yeah, but I'm in a Faraday cage. Big Sawcast says, don't care, just talk. All right. Uh, Normally, for the first few minutes, YouTube plays his things. They get their little people in here. Uh, is Donald Trump and our military veterans a threat to democracy? Now, if you haven't caught it, and I only found out about it because I still check the news, see what's going on around the world. And on Al Jazeera News the other day, there is a story about a documentary called Against All Enemies. And it's about the threat to democracy inside the United States. All right. And if you watch this thing, and I really don't recommend that you watch this thing, it's anti patriot, anti veteran, anti conservative propaganda. It's an excellent piece, but it goes on and on and on about painting people like you, people like me, as domestic extremists, as racists, as members of Nazi parties, things like that. It talks about the Proud Boys. It talks about the the Surfer guys, the Boogaloo Boys, everybody, the Jan 6, all that. Lumps them all into a nice, neat package of these are domestic terrorists. All right. And it got me thinking because the people that were putting this on that were in the documentary, and I pointed out one thing, and everybody says, oh, well, the left is brainwashed. The left is brainwashed. We hear that time and time again that the left is brainwashed. Really? I don't think they are brainwashed at this point. Because what I noted, and I pointed out to Dome Seeker, is that every individual that was speaking against people like you and I, against veterans who disagree with the way things are going in this country, the one thing that every individual in the documentary had in common was they had their entire source of income, for the most part, came from people like you and me. All right. They got their checks via tax dollars or welfare or something like that. So it's not that they're brainwashed. It's that They're afraid that people like you and people like me are going to cut them off. It's the junkie who's afraid that who's run up such a tab with his dealer that he's afraid the dealer's going to be like, no, no, bro, nope, you can't get anything else until you pay up. That's what they're afraid of. All right. Are is Trump and our veterans a threat to democracy? Yes, yes. And why? Why are they a threat? Because we're supposed to be a threat to democracy. We're supposed to be, because this country is not a democracy. It was never supposed to be a democracy. Democracy is 3 wolves and 2 sheep voting on what's for dinner. Okay? That's it. They have taken the Constitution, which most veterans swore to defend against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and they've twisted it to suit their own needs. They've twisted it to become more of a democracy. And they keep twisting it. And then you have veterans like me that go, no, enough is enough. We need to get back to the way it was before you corrupted it. The founding fathers had an excellent concept. Their ideals were almost perfection. However, we left the politicians unchecked. We let them, for example, give everybody the right to vote. Well, everybody has a right to vote. No, you don't. If you don't contribute, you have no right to vote. If you're coming to my house for dinner, we've got eat it or don't eat it. You have no choice on what I'm cooking or my wife is cooking for supper. You can sit down and partake of the meal and break bread with me, or you can hit the road. That's your 2 options. So this everybody gets a right to vote. No, it's earned. We need to get back to that. We need to get back to the way things were. Okay? Yes, everybody needs to be treated equally. We need to have equal rights, but that does not guarantee equal outcome. So, are we a threat to democracy? You're damn right we are. Because democracy leads to other people leeching and bleeding the workers dry. It's no different than socialism. Ah, John Hottinger, yes, I'm glad to hear you are a threat to democracy. I am as well. I'm the first to admit that I am a threat to democracy because you don't have any right to what I have, and I have no right to what you have. I can earn what you have if I choose to. And if you want what I have, earn it. Go work hard. Hunter Moon, definitely not interested in this. Good. Good. But too many who tell your
My daddy.
my father-in-law is attempting to call through. I'm going to 1 second. I'm going to silence. I apologize for that. I mean, it is what it is. My phone's got to be over there. That way I can get some kind of a network in this Faraday cage. Oh, yes. Dynamite. No mountain oysters. Yes. We are growing our own beef now because if you don't know, the price of cattle is skyrocketing. All right. What used to cost you $250 now costs you $1,000 or more at the auction. All right. So you're going to see this next year reflected in the beef prices because it's starting to hit. Tubba Tubba says, I've lived up to a teenager in communism, not interested in either from experience. Yes. Oh, the emu was cute. Okay, Teresa Buchanan, if anyone is in the Middle Tennessee area, all right, and you want a very cheap emu, I just want my rope that I cut to lasso the thing replaced. The owner does not want it, so just keep the dang thing. So if any of you are in Middle Tennessee or want to travel to Middle Tennessee to pick up an emu, I mean, give me $50 so I can get some new rope. All right, and you can have an emu. Okay, and I was not expecting an emu to come traipsing across my property. If you don't know what Teresa's talking about, Robert Keenan on Facebook. Yeah, I posted it. It's my personal account. So it's a male. Yes, it's a male. No eggs. So it's a male emu. If you want a male emu, I've got one uh, out in the chicken run. Okay. Yes, Dynamite. You can. We're not eating the emu. I mean, it crossed my mind, but I mean, it's really strong. So I figured it's when I lassoed it. I mean, its legs are really strong. I don't know if I'd want to eat that, but yeah. So if you want an emu, shoot me a message. Let me know. I'll go to Facebook, comment on it on the picture of me with an emu, and yeah, give me $50. I don't care, but you got to come get it because I'm not I'm not transporting that emu. Yeah. It's not that aggressive. I mean, when it gets irritated, it puffs up, and I have. If you've ever met me, I'm 6'1", okay, and I do like this when it puffs up. I'm like, all right, it's time to fight. Unknown vector. Liberty, liberty, liberty. Yes. Uh, I don't know anything about. Buddy, I'm pretty. I can't see what that says. I hate that little emoji there. But where could we be? Here's what I need you guys to do in the next few months. I need you to be ready. All right, ready to be able to keep your refrigerator power on. I don't care how you do it. Get a battery bank. All right, and some solar panels. Hook it up so you can just run your refrigerator. Whatever to keep your food from spoiling. Uh, to be able to get clean water, have ways to purify water, have ways to store your food now, because regardless of okay, if if Trump wins, if Trump wins, stuff's going to get ugly real fast. All right. If Trump loses, it's going to be a slow roll in the communism. Okay, everybody's like socialism. No, it'll be communism. Yeah, socialism's how it starts. Communism's how it ends, and we're already pretty much a socialist country if you actually look at all the socialist programs. John talked about that the other day. Hey, Florida man, how you been? Glad to see you. But things things will get interesting if Trump loses. Uh, things will get really really cool if he wins. It's going to be neat. It's going to be. I mean, neat is different points perspectives on neat, but it's going to get bad real fast. Big German, how you doing, buddy? But yes, either way, stuff's definitely going to get worse before any of it gets better. Okay, regardless of who wins, it's going to get worse. Regardless of who wins, your way of life is going to get worse before it gets better. Okay, I'm telling you this now. Personally, prediction. All right, I don't like to make predictions, but I made two, and so far, I mean, not on here. I don't think I talked about them on here, but every time somebody takes a shot at the dude, everybody's like, "Yeah, you were right. They did it. They did it again." Like I told you, the day before this last one, I was telling Dome Seeker, "Yeah, they're going to try to get him again." Next day, they try to get him again. What do you know? I Here's something I think Kamala will be implanted. I don't know. I think that they want Vance. Yeah, you heard me right. I think that the machine, the shadow figures, I think they want Vance. I think you think Pence was a sneaky guy, a traitor. Oh, you have no idea. You have no idea. You do any research into old JD. I think Trump made a bad decision. In fact, I think Trump probably just found him on accident because somebody else guided him that way. Because he wasn't really much of that big of a guy. And I know, oh yeah, well, he's got a book and he's got this and he's got that. Yeah, he came from nothing to having all of his friends who are multi-billionaires in the tech industry and in Silicon Valley. Oh, you mean the people that run the shadows? I mean, so there's that. Yeah. The guy who has stated that he thinks there should be a techno monarchy, that we should have city states that are governed by CEOs that report to one uh, king. Yeah, that's what old JD believes. If you don't know that, then you're behind the curve and haven't been doing your research, haven't been doing your homework. You are a free thinking individual because you're on this channel. So you need to look this stuff up. I looked this up as soon as I was like, who, JD, who? Started looking stuff up. And I was like, whoa, that's weird. Uh, Dark Enlightenment theory. Google that because that's JD's thing. All right. Dark Enlightenment theory. Go ahead and Google that when you get a moment. That's JD. So I'm like, I don't know if we should be a monarchy. I don't know about that. I don't tend to agree that we should be a monarchy, let alone a techno monarchy. That sounds market of beastish. All right. And if I am a threat to democracy, I will definitely be a threat to a monarchy. Okay? So, okay, we got that. Teresa Buchanan says, I agree. I'm not big on Vance, and I'm from Ohio. Trump's son helped talk him into picking him. Yeah. I just think it's odd that somebody comes from nothing and ends up being friends with multi-billionaires, lots of them. I get it, like one maybe, but then lots of them. Like I don't even get the one really because you came from, and everybody's like, oh well, maybe it's divine intervention. It's divine. There's all kind of. Maybe angels are protecting people, but which angels are doing the protecting? The ones up there or the ones that fell down? Because it works both ways. Yes, Michigan Outpost, Vance, part of that Skull and Bones stuff. Yeah. And oddly enough, Vance's wife's college was paid for by who? Anyone? Uh-oh. And I'm glitching now. Yeah. Billy G. That's who. And Melinda. Yeah. No, Michigan. No. The Gates Foundation paid for his wife's college. Yeah. The Gates. Imagine that. Yeah, it's okay. I'm wrong sometimes too, Michigan Outpost. But it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in months, if not a year or more. But either way, even if it was the ones that you said, it's still something I don't like. Okay, I don't like that. And everybody says, okay, everybody's on this kick of maybe Trump is being protected, divine protection. Maybe, but if we're going to talk about divinity and divine protection, it works both ways. If the good ones can do stuff, the bad ones can do stuff too. It even says so in the books that a lot of y'all read, whether it be King James or somebody else. And here's a question. I want y'all to just think about this. We don't need any answers. We just need you to think about this. All right. Now, old JD came from Eastern Kentucky. All right. And all the factories shut down, and he ended up growing up in poverty and addiction for the family members and all this stuff. And struggled, came up, became a war correspondent in the Marine Corps, went overseas, saw all these horrific battles and filmed them. And did did he did he overcome poverty and travel to war zones and all that, or because he was born there and raised there, did everything go to shit? And when he traveled, just chaos and war followed him. I mean, because if we're talking end of days, I mean, he's a pretty good candidate for somebody from one of them books. I mean, came from nothing, nothing, and now he's at the top of the food chain, just rocketed to success. Chaos followed him everywhere he went. The people that were on his side, businesses thrived. The people that were against him crashed and burned. I don't know. I don't know, but I've heard that story before. I've heard that story before. Yeah, Red Dawn Readiness. See, I don't know who you talking about, but I'm guessing it's Manson. There you go. I'm just saying. If I mean, I'm just saying. Uh, he's uh, he's into some weird stuff with some weird people, and I would not be surprised if their whole goal was to ensure that he went from being the number two to the number one. I'm just saying. And if the next one succeeds before the election, you know what I mean by succeeds. They've had two misses already. Third time's a charm. If they get him before the election, Vance, I mean, come on. Everybody's going back Vance. He's probably going to get propelled into number one. If it happens after the election and Trump wins, Vance is automatically again propelled to number one. So I don't see the Don making it. I don't think he's going to make it. I hope he does. That's right, Red Dawn. Nothing ever adds up. I mean, especially if you do the calculating, it doesn't. There's a lot of stuff that just doesn't add up. But we're supposed to ignore that stuff. If you don't ignore that stuff, you're a conspiracy theorist. You're a terrorist. You're a domestic extremist. Just by having the name Red Dawn Readiness makes you an extremist. You are on some list with the FBI. All right. So yeah, we're trying to get our house in order. Y'all try to get your house in order. I got stuff. My Dr. Seuss bookshelf over here, and cows, emus, chickens.
One-eyed cats.
Huh?
One-eyed cats.
And a one-eyed cat that I saved from Ohio. That's right. It's seen some stuff. I'm just saying. Picked it up last week. Was it last week?
Yeah, last week.
Yeah. One-eyed Jack. Sweet cat, but he had to get out of Ohio. I'm not going to say why. I'm just saying. I'm sure he had two eyes at one point in time. Now he only got one. All right. Well, we got him. He's down here. He's adapting. Took him a little bit. Winter is coming. That's right, Big Saw Cat. Remember, it's up to you. It's up to you. Pick a couple friends. Train together. Talk together. Away from your cell phones. Away from your computer. Take a walk in the woods. Have conversations. Figure out what you can do. And eventually, do what needs done. That's the only way you're taking your country back. They're not going to give it back. They took it from you. They control it with force. They maintain force to keep it. The only way you're getting it back is the same way that they take it. Threat of force. Use of force when necessary. Until you're ready to fight fire with fire, nothing's going to change. Unknown vector. Cat escaped that barbecue. That's right. Got him. He's good. He's safe. He's down here. as long as he doesn't cross the fence. Because about 100 yards to my left is a coyote den. As long as he's on this side of that 12-foot fence, he'll be all right. Because the stuff over here will bite him back, bite them back if they come over here. So there's that. But let's see, what are we saying here? In the middle of winter, prep now. Finish harvesting, canning, checking winterization, on and on. Yeah, middle of winter prep now. That's right. You got to get it ready. I just stacked half a quart of firewood today. All right, I'm going to have to get more tomorrow. We need to stock up now. That way, we'll be good throughout the winter. Won't have to worry about going out. I want at least 1.5 times what we think we will need. Well, what she knows we need. All right, because she knows that. Yeah, tubba. You got to get it now. Get it now. Winter's coming, and it's going to be colder than people think, especially with all the craziness that's going on. And let me remind you, all right, if a foreign adversary, I'm glitching. If a foreign adversary, because you're seeing it a lot now on the doom porn, the doom screen, the doom channels, Canadian guy, lots of other people, city guy, lots of other people. But if a foreign adversary is going to strike the U.S., if they're going to do something with the grid, if they're going to do some kind of cyber stuff, the most likely time for them to do it is in the winter, because that will achieve the most fatalities. It will cause the most chaos. Okay? So be ready, be able to survive a winter with no power. All right? I know some of you are like, how? Figure it out. There's a way for everybody. Figure out. Homeless people survive winter. If they can do it, so can you. All right? Propane stores, indefinitely. There's one right there. All right? But like I said, they're going to start cracking down. If Kamala wins, all right, they're going to start cracking down on people like you and me. They're going to hunt us. It happens in every society. In every socialist society, they hunt the people that are a threat to them. The threat is you. You are the threat. So keep your profile low. Okay? Gray man, go gray to them too. It's your cyber signature. All right, your online signature, your digital footprint. Mask that stuff. Okay? Don't Google search certain keywords you know are going to make them go, aha, put them on a list. All right? For some of us, it's too late. I know that. So make sure that you're ready for when they come. All right? And they'll pick you one by one. They will. They've been doing it for 50 years. All right? If you pay attention, you'll see there are certain groups that they're pushing to get rid of, to make turn into criminals. Don't be afraid to be a criminal. Their laws are insignificant. Their laws don't matter. They don't. I don't care about their laws. That's right. The laws of God supersede the laws of man. Yeah, things that rhyme like that. Definitely got some wood to split. All right. I don't know when I'll be back, but I will be back. All right. I still got to get my house in order because I know winter is coming and I know that they're coming. It's just a matter of time. When they do, well, in the words of Troutman, they better have a good supply of body bags. Thank you for coming. God bless each and every one of you. Stay safe. And, okay. You heard it here first. There's going to be a new baby shark. All right. You see, I told you I was going to tell the fans. Just told her daddy tonight. So, got a new baby shark. Do. It's going to be interesting. It's my first one that's not brown or yellow. They're yellow, technically. My baby sharks are. They're banana boys. They're yellow on the outside, white on the inside. Love them. You know that. All right. City Prepper. Tubba, Michigan Outpost. Unknown Vector, Red Dawn, Teresa Buchanan. Thank you all for being here. Steve Hall, PNP. That's right, Rambo. And congratulations. Thank you very much. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Appreciate your time. Stay safe. And God bless. I'm out.